Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at this foreign first edition Nidoran card. See if we can pick out any discrepancies on it. At first glance it does look very different. It looks very fake. But I guess I'm not going to do much good to show it on the camera since it's going to be invisible. But we will take a look through on the microscope. Right away our border looks suspicious. We can't really compare the text. We can compare the HP number on here since it is in numbers and English letters. And certainly looking a little suspicious because this does not look like a separate layer. It looks like a scan. Same with our energy there, and the entire card has sort of a fuzzy look to it, and it's because it's a scan. I'm not even sure how I acquired this card. It was in a collection of some sort. So here's where it gets really bad. Down here on the text, you would think that the microscope is out of focus, but it's not. That's just how bad the text is on it. You can barely read some of that. We got the copyright Nintendo Creatures, Game Freak, 1999, 2000. Ken Sugimori, can barely make that out. Here we go. So up in the, here's the most important thing that we're going to look at is the first edition stamp on it. Now, I know this isn't exactly a fair comparison because it's not the same language card, but it should be very obvious that this is not an actual stamp or not a separate layer. It is definitely just a scan of the first edition stamp. Here we go. Across the bottom. Let's take a look at the back. The back is actually pretty good for a fake. It is definitely too shiny. But I mean, I'm not familiar with foreign cards, so that could be the thing. Also, I'm not 100% sure that this wasn't just printed in another country. I would assume that if it was an official product, even if it was printed somewhere else, that it wouldn't be as fuzzy as it is on one side. The back border is looking really good, really nice and thick, the way that a normal card is. Let's go do our p-test. It definitely fails the p-test. The p-hole is not looking great. The p-shadows, not great either. Let's get down here into our ball button, in case anyone wants to use that as a reference point. Certainly a pattern in here, and not bad considering. Certainly different than the official English copy that we're going to compare. There's sort of an extra glow around the top of the ball here. I'm pretty sure that yellow is definitely not supposed to be there, but we can compare those as well. All right. Now let's go back to our famous Smooch'em here for our first edition stamp. Not the same set, but to give you an idea of what the stamp should look like versus what it does look like. It should be nice and dark. In comparison, the base set, which the Nidoran is from, the T should be lined up with the box on there, so that's definitely out of place. Probably, although I'm not sure, that might not be the case with the foreign print. So we're going to have to take that with a grain of salt. It might be a direct copy of the foreign card that I don't have, and I'm not really going to hunt that down in order to do a comparison on a fake card that is quite obviously fake. Let's compare the boxes. So you can see the colors are definitely off. The border is definitely off. We should have that solid yellow border. All our fonts are just absolutely butchered. Let's take a look. Also, I don't know if the base set was supposed to have black there or not in foreign languages, but if it doesn't, it might be a direct scan of that foreign language card that we don't have. If anyone knows for sure if that's how it was supposed to be printed, please let me know in the comments. If you guys like this series, consider subscribing. There should be lots of these videos to come. Let's do our P comparison. So we got our Nidoran here and our real P next to it. Let's see if we can get them both on screen. Here we go. So we got our nice clean P behind my head. Dirty P over there on the left on the fake card. And again with the shadows looking not great. So even if we're not sure the format changes from one to the other, there's still a lot of obvious stuff that should make it stand out as a fake, both in person and under the microscope. Now, here's the top and the bottom. That's actually looking not that bad, but still definitely not as clean as the real one that I'm moving around right now. We get that nice rosette pattern. Almost looks like a perfect snowflake that you can't replicate. They got the foggy scanned version, it seems. Let's take a look at the core. I guess we didn't do that on the last couple fakes that we looked at, so maybe we'll do that. First, we'll take a look at the real core from the base set. Rattata. I think we already looked at him in a previous video, but we'll give him another gander anyway. And then I'll see if I can remember which ones we haven't checked the side on in terms of the fakes go. Alright, let's get zoomed in here. And then we'll focus. Here's our Rattata. He's got his nice core there. That black stuff going down the middle. Now the Nidoran. We haven't seen a fake yet with a core. And this one is definitely more flimsy than a Pokemon card should be, so I'm assuming that it doesn't have one. But we'll verify anyway. If we can get them centered. And then if we can get them focused. So sure enough, no core. It's like an apple. Real apples have cores. I guess we should be looking at like an Appling card or something like that. The fake Gardevoir we didn't look at, I don't think. This is the fake Gardevoir. Ignore the green screen. Let's take a look at his core. Sort of a little bonus round. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Be greatly appreciated. So it looks like we don't have a core here in our fake Gardevoir EX. It's in a previous video. If you haven't checked that one out, make sure to do so. Neat. What else do we have? Oh, I think these crazy foil ones. I'm not sure if we checked the edge of that card, but we certainly can right now. Here we go. Zoom out, zoom in. Make sure I have it in the center of my screen while we do this. So it looks like there's no core there either. Oh, it's like a proprietary thing that Wizards and Pokemon did. Well, I guess Magic cards have them as well. It's crazy to think that even after Wizards and Pokemon parted ways, that they continued on with that. I haven't checked or looked up anything to do with the Japanese cards. Did we look at the Rhyperior? If we did, my apologies, but if we didn't, here's the Rhyperior. Check him. So I think consistently, maybe the best test for a fake is to look for the core. It seems like none of the fakes have it. It's probably a pretty hard component to replicate effectively. So that could be why we don't see it in any of these. I think the bleached cards don't really matter. I mean, those are going to have a core regardless because they're real cards. They're just bleached. Yeah. So there's the Zapdos. So even up until the recent days, the Zapdos from Evolutions has a core as well. Excuse me. Fake ones do not. Actually, let's get a I think I have a Japanese Pikachu here. I don't think it's worth making it its own video. We'll be able to confirm if the Japanese cards, Japanese Jungle Pikachu, if we don't throw him on the floor. See if he has a core layer. So this is there. Japanese Pikachu. It's like invisible with the green screen. Alright, let's check his edge. Be interesting to see. Cool. I'm sure some people already know this. I didn't think of it until this moment. So it looks like it has almost like a different color core than the English. It's almost like green. Interesting. I'll have to see if I have any more Japanese cards laying around, especially some newer ones. See if there is any difference there. But that's it's something for me to learn today. Something for you guys to learn. Thanks for tuning in. See you next one.